Oh, hey there, YouTube. I didn't see you guys there. um, First, I want to start off by saying you guys need to check this video out. It's an amazing soundtrack, in my opinion. West One Music Battle Scene. Um, Besides that, I want to talk about PHP a little bit and basically just cover some things that some people might not know. A lot of people think that when you use PHP, it's all for web development, which it is amazing for web development. And people would argue that if you want to use a programming language on your machine, it's best to use something like Python because it can get stuff done really quick. Um, while that is true, I think PHP has a lot of built-in functions that are really useful, and it's quite easy to grasp the concept of PHP, and it's not really, you don't have to worry about your white space and stuff like that, which isn't an issue really, but I mean, it's kind of, in my opinion, I love programming in PHP more than Python. So let's go over something real quick, and it's gonna be something really basic. Let's just name a file test.php. We're gonna nano test.php. I'm sorry. Looks like I already have a file, and I was doing some stuff, but never mind that. So let's start off. It's a caret PHP, and you end it off with a question mark PHP. Uh, Less than question mark PHP question mark greater than. Alright, code goes inside. Normal PHP, just like you would on a website. Now, the cool thing about PHP is, let's say echo, my name is Ninjax, and a carriage return is \n. So let's just echo that out. Cool thing is, you can run it from the command line by simply typing PHP and then the name of the file, and it actually will work in a console. So, some people don't know that. They think it's all for web development. Um, you can do math with it. You can do anything you could on a website on your local machine. Almost anything. The syntax will switch up a bit. I built an IRC bot in PHP that does many things just by calling commands. Um, so, like for instance, you declare variables in PHP with the cache sign. So let's say cache num equals 0. Let's do this 1000, and then we'll say um, echo cache num. We'll we'll store this in a variable. We'll say cache math equals cache num plus 101, and then we'll echo math. Um, and a dot, which is basically, if you're familiar with Python, it's like a plus saying that you want to. Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna say this right, but it's like consonate or concatenate a string where you put two strings together, merge them together. So we're basically merging that carriage return onto this, and as you can see, it does the math for us. 1101. Very simple. Um, Now let's go into something else that I made that you guys might find interesting. Um, it's called rain.php, and we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at it. Um, and I guess I'll post a link to this for you guys from my Dropbox if you guys want to download this. Basically, what this is doing is it's going to use std out to allow, or it's going to print something to the screen with std out, and it's going to use std in to grab in your input and store it into a variable called dictionary, or dict for short. So basically, you're asking him to enter in the location. It's going to store it in this variable called dict, and then we're going to say if that file exists, then to open it. with read and write privileges, basically. And then we're going to tell them to enter a name of a rainbow table they would like to save that dictionary as. Let me tell you the basics of this. It's going to convert um, a whole entire word list into MD5 format, which makes it turn into a rainbow table. So you can also use PHP. I can post a video on how to brute force, not brute force, but run a dictionary attack on MD5 passwords using PHP so that you can find the original value of passwords using PHP if it's encrypted in MD5 or hashed, I mean. So now we store that into Rainbow, and then we're going to open up Rainbow. That's going to allow us to write to it. We need to open up the file first. And then basically right here we give an option to where the user can see input onto the screen if they want, which of course if it does this it's got to process a lot more. It's got to display the hashes as they're coming down, or you can choose not to, and that's really good if you have a big file. You don't want to keep printing stuff to the screen because it's gonna like take a lot of memory to do that each time, and it just gets real repetitive if you have password files like mine that are like 2 billion words, which takes forever. But you can kind of split them off if you want to do them one at a time. And then we're gonna say, while we're not at the end of the file of the dictionary, the word is gonna be what is on that line, the current line. So like line 1 would have a word, line 2 would have a word, and we're gonna store that into our word variable. And then we're gonna remove all white space, trailing white space from it, like the carriage return. And then we're gonna say that hash, and here's a useful function right here, this MD5. That's actually a custom function for PHP which turns a word into MD5 format. So we're going to say a hash is the MD5 format of the word, the current word on the line um, of our dictionary file. So basically it goes through the file for each line, it turns it into MD5 and stores it inside, right here, fwrite, it stores it inside of our rainbow, and it writes the hash to it with the carriage return. And basically what we're saying, if the user chose to display the contents of the screen, it'll echo that to the screen, and then we're going to close our dictionaries. And if the dictionary is not found, it's going to give us an error that there is a syntax error. So let's run a little test right here. We'll make a file. We'll call it test.txt, or we'll say words.txt. Why do I keep doing that today? Nano words.txt. Hello, Ninjax, blah, dude, YOLO, haha. Okay? We're going to save that. If we cat it, you can see, there we go. And we're going to say php rain.php. And we need to enter in our entire location. So /var home directory, desktop, GitHub, PHP, and words.txt. Says that's not found. /home /ninjax /desktop /github /php /words.txt. Alright, and we'll save our rainbow table as test-rainbow.txt, I guess. And we'll say that we want to display them because it's a really small file. And as you can see, it says the MD5 value. This is successfully stored in the rainbow table. All these MD5s. This last one can be removed. It's a carriage return, which was actually set in the file itself. So now let's cat our test rainbow.txt. As you can see, we have all these words in MD5 format. So let's just make sure this works. As you can see, the first one, the value was hello. So let's take this, copy it, make sure. I'm gonna replay this. Let's say MD5. We'll go to the all famous MD5 decryptor.co.uk, which I don't use anymore because I have my PHP script run this for me. But I'm using this to show you guys that this does work properly. And as you can see, it gives us the value of hello. So we know it's working right. Um, so basically I just wanted to point that out that, just because PHP is mainly used for web development, it can be really, really useful when it comes to doing things other than web development. I use it to make a bot to do commands for me. I'll be sitting in IRC, I'll get an MD5 password, I'm just like cache DMD5 MD5 and then the hash right here. And I just enter it in IRC and it's like running a dictionary tag and it spits out the value whenever it gets it. Very simple. It can be easily transferred from web development to your console, from your console to your web development. The syntax may change a little bit, but it's just something very useful. So I want you guys to try to check it out. I'll probably drop tutorials on it and show you guys maybe how to run a dictionary tag with PHP, which should be pretty cool. So if you liked the video and you learned something, hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. I need more subscribers, and I love you all. Plan on dropping more videos in the future, so stay tuned. This is Ninjex, aka Anonymous Mentor. Check out hackthisite.org. You can find me idling on IRC. Bye.